versus the mindset of 1984.
Did you know nuclear radiation is still spewing out of the melted down reactors in Fukushima, Japan, and making its way across the entire U.S. continent, contaminating the air, water, and food? Dangerously high levels of radiation are a reality here. As a result, radiation poisoning is a distinct possibility for anyone living in the U.S. unless you do something to protect yourself. How? With Liquid Zeolite from RestoreYourHealthNow.com. Without a doubt, Liquid Zeolite is by far the best product to remove radiation from your body. It safely removes toxins and heavy metals, boosts energy levels, and promotes a strong immune system. Liquid Zeolite is so powerful it was used to clean up contamination in Chernobyl, yet so gentle you won't even know you're taking it. Liquid Zeolite comes with a money-back guarantee, but is only available at RestoreYourHealthNow.com. Learn how to get free bottles of Liquid Zeolite by calling 800-880-9976. That's 800-880-9976. Or go to RestoreYourHealthNow.com. That's RestoreYourHealthNow.com.
Dan Kofal is our guest. He'll be with us till about 40 after. Look at this headline. Iran mullahs to sue U.S. over terror acts. They claim that United States troops are inside the country. Funny, I remember 5 years ago, Bush admitted they had 4 groups out of Iraq attacking Iran inside, admitted it. So why sue over something the White House admits is going on? But are those really U.S. commandos is the question. We'll ask Dan what he thinks of that coming up here in just a moment. But right now, I appreciate everybody holding. Let's go through some of your phone calls here. This lady was on briefly earlier, but I had to go to break, so I brought her back. She had a couple points she wanted to make. Janice, go ahead.
Hi, Alex. Yes, I've been looking through my notes about the dates and the appropriations. We were talking about the appropriations hearing where she wants to build the threat fusion centers all over.
Yeah, so we should start. Kathleen Sebelius wants health threat fusion centers.
Right, but she also, in that meeting, wants to merge the Department of Health and Human Services with the DOD.
Wow.
And Tom Harkin tells her, sorry, lady, you're getting your food safety bill. The FDA are already underfunded and overworked, so they're not going to be able to deal with it, so you're getting what you want.
But you know how they got it, though. He just signed an executive order for the rural councils, which is under Department of Defense now. So that a Department of Defense is going to make sure you got your animal ID, premises ID, and the game wardens, they've tripled and quadrupled. They're now going to be your commissar minder. And there's nothing more a lot of them love than slapping the citizens around. Let's get our guest comment on that.
I don't follow that, Alex, as close as you guys do. Honestly, I don't.
Well, how creepy is the Department of Defense now itself is under FEMA domestically, but it's going to enforce the food safety, premises safety, animal ID, and basically use federalized game wardens harassing you?
All I know is that it's 1984 all over again. Nothing surprises me, and that's bad because I'm a victim of the desensitization like everybody else is. I know what's happening, and I can't stop being desensitized.
Well, anybody wants to know why they've doubled, tripled, or quadrupled Bureau of Land Management, Forest Service, and your local game wardens, they're not going to treat you like scum because you got a deer rifle and, didn't fill out a form right and take you to jail and take your truck and everything. They find one premises animal ID problem out of their way, and it's all executive order. It's not even law. This is the new rural commissars, and God help this country. They are just on power trips, and it makes me want to throw up. Janice, what was your other point you wanted to make?
Okay, I found the date. It's 1/1/10 that she makes this big speech with the bragging about how she got FEMA on board. She says that FMAPs were built in Jobs bill. She and President have already activated HEAT. That's the Healthcare Enforcement Action Team, and they have the...
No, I saw it. Listen, I saw it at the time. And that's why when you called, I said, please dig up the date on the C-SPAN website, because I remember this, and now I remember her not getting it. So they said, it doesn't matter. Obama will just sign the Rural Affairs Council that's under FEMA and Department of Defense. I appreciate your call. Amazing information. My God, it just gets crazier by the minute. Heaven help this country. Let's go ahead and talk to Otter in Mass. You're on the air with our guest. Go ahead.
Can you hear?
Yes, sir. Welcome.
Good show. hard to follow. Quite a list today. It's been quite a run with the money bomb. I'd love to have seen more action, but I believe it's still coming. We're putting the energy into it. I'm here to plant seeds. I can't comment to the many intellects that you bring up, though I will say that Mike Adams is a tremendous asset in bringing the female into listening to your show. Women love him. You know how the maternal energies have served humanity.
Yes.
He speaks to them. Dry ice. How are those Bohemian Groves going to get their fresh lobsters in from Maine without a lot more effort? HAARP, when the day comes that you're doing, talk about HAARP, given that the systems are still working and that life continues. 1339, the sun, solar flare, everything else that's going on. If those things all allow us, I'll call back at that time. I've got several hundred patents through patent searches, which will lay us into that. I think might be one of the most important things that I've wanted to do in a long time. You may know a letter written to William Elkin, Abraham Lincoln, probably the last thing written by him. I see in the near future a crisis approaches that unnerves me and causes me to tremble for the safety of my country. As a result of the war, corporations have been enthroned.
I'll tell you what, stay there. I want you to finish that Abraham Lincoln quote. We actually have that in Fall of the Republic. I want you to finish that quote, then we'll get the take of our guest on it, hit a couple other issues dealing with Iran.
We're on the march. The empire's on the run. Alex Jones and the GCN Radio Network.
Hundreds of nations have fallen to tyranny in the last century alone. This is our last chance to not relive history.
As we're finishing off this agenda, they'll be pulling the rug from underneath Americans at home.
I have tremendous influence on our president and Congress, and they really are calling the shots.
I think it's incumbent upon all of us as American citizens to pay attention.
Fall of the Republic identifies the enemies of our nation, the criminal offshore cartel, hell-bent on destroying sovereignty, and on its ashes constructing world government.
Tim Geithner, Bernanke, they're arsonists. They're asking for more matches. And the Congress is saying, who do we make the check out to?
Today, seems like nobody does care. And right now in Washington, D.C., we have seen a fall of the Republic.
Get your copy of Fall of the Republic on DVD at Infowars.com or watch it online right now in super high quality at PrisonPlanet.tv. Hi, this is Alex Jones. This holiday season, more than half of our nation is in need of help due to the shattered economy. So now is the time to express the holiday spirit more than ever. Consider helping those you love with the most important gift, a supply of delicious, easy-to-fix, and very storable foods from eFoodsDirect.com. Their holiday gift and family packs start at $99 for a 16-day supply, while their 5-week supply of quick and easy-to-fix meals includes a personal backpack in case of a grab-and-go emergency. Order their combo gift pack, and you'll save hundreds, plus get free shipping on your entire order. Call eFoods today at 800-409-5633 or visit them online at eFoodsDirect.com/Alex to find the special. That's 800-409-5633 or eFoodsDirect.com/Alex. You can bet your life on eFoods Direct. A very wealthy U.S. citizen is predicting that in 2011, we will witness the most important day in America in more than 50 years. He says it will change everything about our lives. The way you shop, travel, invest, educate your children, and even how you take care of your health and your own family. Now, this man has made some outrageous predictions over the years. The crazy part is, he's usually right. You see, he predicted the collapse of GM, Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, and America's biggest mall owner, General Growth Properties. In fact, Barron's called his work a dire prophecy. Recently, he created a video, which you can watch online for free, detailing his biggest and most important prediction yet. And it's a real eye-opener. I can't stress this enough. You should at least watch this free video online today. He explains everything you need to know, including simple steps you can take to protect yourself. You can find the video at www.endofamerica3.com. That's endofamerica, the number 3.com. Watch the free video at www.endofamerica3.com. That's endofamerica3.com.
Coming at you
live from Austin, Texas, broadcasting worldwide. It's Alex Jones.
All right, I wanted to finish up with our guest because he really is a great financial mind. He was taught it in college as well, but actually lived it in business, of what he sees happening with the debt crisis in Europe. We told you that every time one country is bankrupted, the next country will be bankrupted because the derivatives they've signed on to, the sovereign debt, the welfare system, there's no way to pay it back. And we're talking about the rest of Europe compared to Greece, at least being 100 times conservatively the debt. So when you hear it's all about Greece, that's just the scapegoat. We're going to get his take on that briefly. And also what's happening with Iran. Going back to Otter in Mass. Otter, you were reading that famous letter from the president right before he was killed, and the fact that he didn't want to allow these corporations to basically take over the government. And, of course, that was Abraham Lincoln. Go ahead and read the quote now.
You did hit right on it. William Elkin, last letter supposedly from Lincoln to anyone. The power of the country will endeavor to prolong its reign by working upon the prejudices of the people until all wealth is aggregated in a few hands and the republic is destroyed. I feel at this moment more anxiety for the society, the safety of my country than ever before, even amidst the war. I think that politics is based in duality. I think there's no... Well,
hold on, you were kind of paraphrasing him. He said the money power. I mean, the full quote is really powerful, but that was part of it. It sounded like you were going from memory on that. Go ahead and make your last point. I'm sorry.
No, I'm sorry. You are correct. And the money power of the country. I started at a different point than I stopped. I'm not a young man like you.
Hey, Otter, you're awesome. You're awesome. I wasn't criticizing you. I just know that's a real quote. I went and looked it up. But finish your point about duality.
Paradox. It lies through law. It lies through the dissemination, MSM, you name it. We're kind of an amorphous gel at this point in time. We're not a first world nation. We're not a third world nation, but whoever speaks of a second. Where we live is somewhere in between. And that's why I mentioned Mike Adams. We need to get more people awake. We need to get more people unafraid to put an InfoWords bumper sticker or a Ron Paul bumper sticker. You all are saying so much. It was so powerful.
Well, Otter, I appreciate that call. What Otter is saying is true. The system wants a chilling effect. It wants to intimidate everybody so that we just sit back and then let the system kind of organize its own revolution that calls for collectivism and more of the same. If you don't want to live under a collectivist, socialist system on the bottom with a fascist system on top, if you don't want to live under that crony capitalist, anti-free market system, now is the time to get aggressive, folks. Now is the time to get involved because people are ready to listen right now. What's your take on that, Dan?
I think that's exactly right. If shows like yours don't get the message out, and people listen to you worldwide, listen to our show also. If we can't get messages out to people to say now is the time, because every day that slips by is a day further and further that we cede control to a government that is absolutely not representing our best wishes anymore, and hasn't been for quite some time. Now is the time. We've got elections coming up. Yeah, you can't get that message out more strongly. People always say, what can they do as Americans? You can do what you and I are doing. We can go out and do radio shows and try to affect other people and hopefully bring them around and give them the facts to work off of. But people have to get off of their butts and get involved and not be afraid to express an opinion, not be intimidated by folks that were on that train, not be intimidated by the TSA or FEMA or others. And they're going to be good citizens that get swept up and that lose initially. But ultimately, if we don't do it now, we'll never have the chance to do it.
Well, the thing is, they're training us that we're prisoners, and the system has dealt with criminals so long, they basically have caught fleas. And by that, I mean, where the law enforcement meets the road, they treat everybody now, including little old ladies, like absolute criminal scum. And the truth is, if you want to play this guilty until proven innocent game, government statistically is a lot more corrupt than the average citizen, so you're the ones that have something to hide. How about we come search you? How about we come in your house without a warrant? Oh, no. No, we don't want